I've now got to go back to the declaration of interests. So, have we any declarations of interests? None at all. That's unusual. Okay? Right. So in that case, that's all the most... Oh, that's right. Good job, we've got centred here. We're going to bring item 5 forward, which is, of course, mentioning the new members. And we're asking you to note that we now have the selection results from last week. 2 new members, Councillor Hodgson and Councillor Lewis. Okay. Chair.
Mr. Mayor, given the nature of the by-election within Lisa, I would have thought we wanted to do more than noting, but certainly congratulate the member on such an excellent result.
Well, what are you suggesting then? Okay, should we let that one go? Councillor Davis, you don't need to respond to that, do you? No. Okay. Thanks for that. So that's item 5 already dealt with. So now going to go on to item on communications. We have, I think, at least 2 members have asked if they can submit petitions today. And I'm quite happy to put that on the agenda now as Mayor's communications. So have we any petitions? Okay. Okay. Councillor Gassman.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. It's a petition opposing planning application APP-12/01520, the proposition down the 24/7 private birthing centre in Cambridge Road Lane. Thank you.
Okay. Councillor, welcome to the new councillor, Councillor Hodgson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to present a petition which contains 690 signatures of people who wish to express their strong opposition to the proposal to withdraw maintenance of the bowling greens as suggested in the What Really Matters consultation document. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Do we count that as a maiden speech? No, we don't. That wasn't your maiden speech. Okay. Councillor Fraser.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a petition of 36 signatures opposing the planning application 4/12/01491 for the extension at St George's School on the upper side to Claremont Road, that the classroom extension and sports hall will be too close to neighbouring properties. Thank you.
Councillor Clements.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a petition of 118 signatures regarding maintenance of the bowling green in Greensby. On some of the rights of my colleague. Thank you.
Okay. No more petitions? Okay. We can move on in that case to item 3, which is the main reason why we're here, I think. We've got 5 matters requiring approval by the council on this item. I think the leader of the council, are you going to move them all together or separately or... Oh, I've just been told by my guy here that we think we should deal with them separately. Okay, so would you like to move A, number A, letter A?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, can I, before I move item A, just take the opportunity to, hopefully on behalf of all members of the council, thank the many staff in our highways departments and elsewhere who did a fantastic job during the recent spell of cold weather in terms of keeping the borough's highway network safe and pedestrians safe as well. I hope we can all record our thanks to staff who worked really hard. Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Mayor, rising to start by moving the report under item A, 3A, the Council Tax Support Scheme. This has clearly was on our agenda at 17th of December for Council, where we agreed the principle and the detailed report, which I've been going through over the weekend about the detail of it, is what we've been asked to with me tonight. Yes. I think the serious point I'd like to make about this scheme, and I made these comments at the cabinet meeting in November when it came up. I mean, I do think it is unfortunate that we have been given responsibility for producing a local council tax support scheme. And obviously I welcome any transfer of powers from central to local government, but unfortunately our budget's been cut by 10%, some 3.2 million, which means we are having to, I think, make a very difficult decision between asking some of the poorest members of the community. Clearly pensioners and people with disabilities aren't affected, but people on low incomes will be, making a choice between asking them to make a contribution for the first time or adding to our budget shortfall. And it was really the choice between two very almost impossible options. However, legally we do have to have a local support scheme in place for 2013-14, and I believe that the scheme that we've got before us tonight is probably the best we can have, given all of those caveats and circumstances. So with those comments, I'd be opposed to move the report and the detailed scheme that we have presented to us tonight. Thank you, Mr. Minister.
Okay, so that item A, an interim report, is moved. Yes, Councillor Gilchrist.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Council Excellence Committee at the last council, my colleagues and I indicated our disagreement with the aspects of the scheme. Whilst I recognise it's one of those rock and hard place things, we did take the view that there were other opportunities of getting income in from empty properties and other properties and changing the use classes, which we thought would have closed the gap. Therefore, we found this scheme too onerous, and we understand entirely the problems that translate amounts from people who've never had to pay before, but we think that it might have been mitigated further than this. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Therefore, we wish to vote against the scheme.
Okay. We're not moving an amendment, we're just voting against it. Okay. Thanks for telling us that. Councillor Green, are you on your colleague? No comment? No. Councillor. Oh, it's seconded by Councillor Davis. Any other speakers? Well, it's just a case of going straight to a vote then in that case. Those in favour of us accepting the report of the Interim Director of Finance? Those in favour of accepting? Okay. Those against? That motion is carried by 55 votes to 7. Okay, thank you. We're going to go to item B now, which is the Employment and Employment Committee, 20th of December. Councillor Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, rising to move the recommendation from Employment and Employment Committee 20th of December around the senior management restructure. This is clearly an important initiative in terms of making a major contribution to our bottom line savings target of 109 million over 3 years. To be fair to Jeff, we did get clarification about the savings that are going to be generated by the first phase of this. And I think, again, to be fair to the group opposite, I think we accept that the original figures were inaccurate. We were given the accurate figures of the Employment Committee last week. I think it is unfortunate that we didn't all have the right figures from the first point at which this restructure was mooted. I think we did ask and were given assurances that this would not happen again. Notwithstanding all of that, I believe that this is the right thing to do in terms of streamlining our senior management. I think the Chief Executive's direction of travel is correct on this, and with those comments about the savings that we got clarification about, I'm happy to move that we support this recommendation. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
That's been proposed. Seconder, George. Thank you, Councillor Davis. Councillor Harley.
Thank you very much. I would only say a few words, but I would like to associate myself with the comments that Councillor Davis made.
Yeah.
I think that our Chief Executive has made very clear his direction of travel since he was appointed, and I do think that this is one of the issues that we need to, as far as possible, unanimously backing up on, so that we can see the fruits of what is happening or otherwise. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Any further comments? No more speakers? Okay. So in that case, we go to the vote on this. It's been moved and seconded that we accept it. Those in favour of accepting this unanimously approved. Okay. Is this going to be this easy for me right throughout the whole evening today? Fantastic. Fantastic. You go on to item 3. The C under 3.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, speaking on item 3C, the Cabinet's 20th December minute 149 delegation on employment issues. Very briefly, this asks Cabinet and was agreed and asking for endorsement by full council proposal to delegate to the Chief Executive as head of paid service as how to make appropriate arrangements for conducting appeals in connections with grading, grievances or disciplinary action against or dismissals of employees. I think this is in line with the feedback we got from our peer challenge review, which recommended clarifying roles to ensure that elected members did not get overly involved in operational matters. I believe this is the right way forward. I believe that we, as elected members, do spend a lot of time sitting on appeals. I think my only caveat to this is I think it is absolutely essential that in making these decisions and in delegating these powers, that we make sure that we have good quality, accurate information in making decisions about these disciplinary matters. And I think was reassured by the proposal as part of this that we have a regular report back to Employment and Appointments Committee on how these delegated arrangements have worked. I think there's just one slight tweak I'd like to make to that. The report did talk about an annual report back to Employment and Appointments Committee. I think in the early stages of this change, I would suggest a quarterly report back to Employment and Appointments so that we've got an opportunity as senior members of that committee to check that this change is working effectively. So that would be my only slight change to the recommendation. But other than that, I'd recommend that we go along with this proposal. Thank you, Mr.
And it's seconded by Councillor Davis. Councillor Green.
Yes, again, I've thought that this is something that I think we've been trying to do for some time in terms of panels and so on. The one point I would welcome the comments and getting reports back on how this is progressing quarterly. I always try and apply to some of these issues the kind of Martin Morton test. And if you think back to it, of course, it was a grievance procedure and everything that got mangled up and started that whole process. And I do hope, as the leader has said, that we are very clear in terms of making sure there is accurate, honest and full information available that allows us to make sure that every member of staff is treated fairly and the appropriate policies have been put in place. So, with that addition, if you will, or supporting that addition, we'll certainly be supporting this evening.
Any other speakers? Councillor Williams.
Might I just have a few words, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Something